I'm going to just begin by asking me, do you deliberately cast really big actors to start opposite Kevin Hart? Or is he just really short?
Kevin is just a short dude, you know what I mean? So pretty much anybody next to him is going to be big and gigantic. But no, look, the main point was to find people that are really funny.
Because I mean this in the nicest way, because I think Kevin Hart is such a likeable guy that I think sometimes he plays extensions of himself, because I think sometimes we go to the cinema because we want to see Kevin Hart. We want to sort of watch a movie that has Kevin Hart in it. So I think Seth Rogen sort of does a sort of similar thing. So when you're kind of on set, do you let him do his thing? Did you let him be Kevin Hart at times? Or is there still a lot of character work that goes into?
There's absolutely a lot of character work. You know, Kevin's actually, you know, he's actually, obviously he's very, very funny, but what I learned on this movie is that he's actually a very good actor. You know, and I think it's kind of effortless at this point because he's, like you said, he's very likable. He's a guy that he very much plays the everyman at this point, and he's lovable, and so yeah. When it comes to certain scenes, you let Kevin Hart, you know, do his thing, but he's got to play the character, you know, first and foremost. But I will say there are a number of scenes in this movie that if Kevin Hart doesn't just do something that Kevin Hart is capable of doing, the scene's not going to work.
And I think what he also does is carry that kind of that fine line between kind of comedy and kind of heart, I suppose, as well, which is something that you've always managed to do so well in your career. When does that happen for you? Does that happen in the edit? Because it's quite a tricky tone to get right, to make sure that you can capture that middle ground between kind of comedy and heart.
Thank you. You know, I think it's all about, you know, setting the tone on set, you know, and having a vision in my head about how I want things to go. I'm not really going to take a script on that doesn't have the potential for emotion and heart. So, you know, fortunately, you cast the right people, you set the right tone, and yes, definitely in the editing room, you're crafting it.
And if you were to go back to school, what subject do you think you'd most like to take again?
I think I would take a foreign language, you know, like French or Spanish, and like try to master it. You know, I think math, English, you know, science, they were fine. But that's one thing I wish that I had done better, is learn a foreign language. And
obviously this film isn't just about Kevin. I mean, Tiffany's brilliant, and you've worked with her before. What is it about Tiffany that just makes her such a watchable kind of screen presence? You know,
Tiffany's a little unpredictable, and so I think that's a great thing. And her being Kevin's teacher in this movie, it's like, you know, you're going to get somebody who's very no nonsense and go toe-to-toe with him. She's got great energy. And, you know, kind of fearless when it comes to improvisation and taking on a character as well.
And films at the moment with black protagonists, written and directed by black filmmakers, are making so much money in the box office at the moment. I mean, Ride Along was a revelation. Get Out, Black Panther, for example. Has it got to a point now where studios aren't taking a risk? It's a necessity now to greenlight projects like this.
I think, you know, diversity is strength, and I think that there are people who just want to see themselves on screen. And now I think there are other people that want to see other cultures and other people on screen. You look at, you know, Crazy Rich Asians over the past two box office weekends, and they've done incredibly well. So I think the representation matters. And so I think that, yeah, studios are learning that diversity is big business.
And you're remaking Uptown Saturday Night, and that's with Kevin again, I believe. So what can fans expect, of the original, expect from this kind of retelling of that story?
Well, you know, the main thing about doing something like Uptown Saturday Night is you want to make sure that stay true to the spirit of the original, and just make sure that it's got great cameos and great ensemble, because there you had, you know, Sidney Poitier and James Earl Jones and Bill Cosby, and all these great actors, and so you want to be able to, you know, do the same thing with this and make it an event.
And just finally, I'm a big fan of the Best Man series that you do. I just want to know, there was talk at a time of another film in the future. Is there still a chance that could happen?
There's a chance. There's always a chance. You know, look, 14 years between sequels. You know, there's always a chance. So don't give up hope yet.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much for the time.
All right.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey